together, Shane and yourself and team, and see how we look at the sales back of house kitchen, or how we think it should be, and then we take a call. But in general, another option we had internally studied, but I didn't go that far, is to move the bakery in this area, for example, closer to the main kitchen, and push the staff canteen further to this side. But that means quite a bit rework on MEPs and more coring and all. So it is again open, but that would make, you know, complete sense in a way that your prep, your main production and bakery, everything is here. So is your full commissary kitchen here?
Yeah, that would be nice, but it's okay, it can be separate, not an issue.
Yeah, yeah.
Because bakery, we have a separate dedicated manning, different skill sets.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't have to be part of that.
Right.
If it's going to less cost, or if it's going to have background MEP and structural design, then leave it where it is. So bakery should be nice.
Yeah, right.
I may lost from last meeting that you trade the bakery with the Stuart store.
Yeah, we have now taken the Steward store on the right hand side space, and we will look at what are other these rooms, because we do not have information on this. Or if we are going to take this locker space, we could create Steward store there. It's important to, you know, have a proper bakery area and better staff dining sittings and staff area as well. So Steward store is, you know, we can find a space wherever it's available. It doesn't have to be exactly where it is now.
Okay,
sorry, so just my point was the staff locker.
Yeah.
Let's not take it out completely. The room service, which is the service part of it, their holding of trays, calls, handling that can be in half of that portion. And just take that current room service out, so you get space in the kitchen and for the restaurant.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I would still prefer, we can rework this layout. I would still prefer that if we intend to do a room service cooking from this kitchen.
No, we won't do that.
Oh, you won't do it, just a holding for the trays and box.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Got it.
The locker is still in close vicinity of the sale kitchen, the dining.
Oh, okay, understood.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. That's no problem. We will look at that. And am I correct to understand that this locker, because my team told me that this locker are still being used by some staff. So are we confirming that this is completely, you know, available, or how we want to do?
It is being used. Yeah, we were going to take it out if we really need that space. Now that we're going to keep it back, we can just take a portion of it.
We have actually taken some part for the from this part is we have taken
okay.
Yeah. But anyway, we can look at when I'm there also. We see how whether, you know, this current locker layout, number of cubicles and showers and all shown here are too many, or can we reduce, and how we can, you know, make it more efficient and take some more space again.
And for your information, Kun Suresh will be here on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Great. Yeah, and Shane is coming as well, so I thought it's a good opportunity, and a lot of questions which came during our last meeting to, you know, validate some of our assumptions and some of the questions, and it would be good to go through together with the chef, with operation team, with Shane, what he intend to do for two main, restaurants. Yeah. So again, I will go to the other areas where we got the as-built drawing.
Yeah, Suresh,
Yeah.
I managed to get my yeah. Hi guys, look, I had some problem with regard to my my microphone.
No worries.
Now it's all connected. Just wondering. So today's meeting basically is in effect to consolidate and work out with the operations with regard to final placements, right? This is prior to Shane joining and looking in with regard to what's going to be happening in terms of the F&B with P49. Is that correct?
I think I'm not sure the full agenda of Shane's visit. I understand he is still doing market study, market research. He may not be ready with a concept yet. I don't know. But I have worked with Shane on many projects last 20 years, and he is very hands-on. He likes to see how the things are being operated, what can we improve. Together with hotels team, obviously they are on the ground, so they know the most. And that's why I thought it would be good for me to join. Besides that, I had presented last week my facility improvement report. I'm not sure, Robert, you may not have seen that or may not have time to look at, but we explained to Khun Prapin and team what we need to. Maybe I can quickly share just,
Robert, just to brief, I think there are two stages. The planning of the kitchen is with that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Suresh. And Anthony, recall that the first phase is the main kitchen, and then the receiving area. That is the only thing we're talking about it now, and the bakery.
Yes.
And the kitchen for the restaurants
will
have that design and planning could be done based on the concept of those kitchens. That's
correct.
The second phase.
Correct. Yeah.
Currently, we are only looking at the heart of the house, which is the main kitchen, the banquet kitchen.
Yeah.
The cold rooms, the receiving area, then the bakery.
Correct. Yeah.
Robert, today's call is basically a review of existing kitchen.
Yeah.
So, Robert, in general, we had proposed what we have found at the site and what we need to improve area by area, and explain to Khun Prapin and the hotel team, and everyone is pretty much aligned with the comments we have made and improvement we need to do. So there is not much discussion about that now. Based on this comment, we are just validating some of the constraints at site, whether it's feasible, whether it's too expensive to do or whatever. So that we are going to work out. And then the next step is we are working on this improved or new layout, which is compared to what currently we have versus what we like to improve. So if I go back to the first part, which is, so we currently the cold room are a bit scattered, the prep area and the workflow is not really smooth and logical. So we are recommending to move all the raw food chillers on one side, and then we are proposing the preparation area and a post prep here. Then it's going to the main kitchen. Currently the workflow for the staff canteen kitchen is going through the cold kitchen and all, so we want to cut that one off and improve this all area. So that's why we are proposing the new layout. And also the current bakery size is not good enough. There is not enough, the pastry space and all. So that improvement we are proposing. Then we talk about the staff canteen, the servery line, make nice, buffet counter, good sittings, expand the overall space. So this, in general, Khun Prapin was on board with these suggestions.
Yes.
And so, yeah, I think we need to very soon close this layout and options and move forward with the detail.
So you picked up on the operational flow, and you picked up as far as the for the restaurant locations and the connection to service lifts, right? So in terms of better functionality, so I can see sort of that. That is that a new that the bakery pastry area is that new in that location?
Yeah, yes, it's actually further moved to the right side. We had on far right here, we had a steward store and some other storage spaces which we would like to take it and give it back to bakery. So, which Khun Prapin also agreed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Robert, it was discussed that the current bakery is too small and it doesn't, it's not functionally fit properly because the cold room, the chocolate and the dough sheeter, it's just messy and it's not really organized. So that was one problem. So to address that, there was two options that was discussed: to use the Bon Appetito kitchen, which is the other's kitchen which doesn't get used much. There was an option that Khun Prapin suggested to use that kitchen as a bakery, or and Suresh has put this here as second option.
Yeah, but I think I got that, AJ. But the thing is that if it was at Bon Appetito, it's sort of like the logistics of tracking and the labor content. It doesn't seem to work that well, right?
Correct.
Also, let me open the Bon Appetito drawing. So current, you can see, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So currently there are a couple of cold rooms here. This space is 72 square meter. Then in between there is a AHU room. And then if we move bakery here, which is 150 to 170 square meter, it means where you see the red mark, we need that much space. We could do that again, there is still space to manage the kitchen. But and that's why I'm saying, depend on what concept Shane comes up. If we want to push back this back of house kitchen boundary further back and give back to the restaurant side or a public guest side, then we won't have enough space for a bakery. That is number one. Number two is a logistic part. Number three, I mean, if we really want to do it, then we have to go big time and say, okay, we take that space, but that means relocation of AHU, and there is a lot of other things. So that was the reason that I was still, or I still prefer the other location next to the main kitchen. So
it would be probably a beneficial idea to see the cost benefit analysis on both the places for the big. Then it will become quite obvious for us to move forward, I think.
I think for me, the priority should be that first is whether you want to gain back the space for the restaurant sitting here or not. If yes, and we want to push back the kitchen, then I think is no already, because then we won't have enough space for bakery and pushing back the kitchen in the same space. So that is the first question I think should be answered. So for example, if we say we want to gain back up to here, this current dishwash and everything get pushed back, hot kitchen get pushed back and whatever, then we won't have enough space for bakery. So that was my, my question.
Yeah.
Bon Appetito is okay for seating. Where we want to push back is in sales. Where we need more seating is in the all-day. Bon Appetito is okay. I think we just need to see if you can do an awning in front of the restaurant just to stop the rain coming in. That's all.
Okay.
But in that terrace area, the terrace area, just the external area of the al fresco, let's say. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
So and Buona Partita is used, this current Buona Partita is the current concept. It is just a breakfast space that we use. We don't do anything else. The only pain point from operations is when it rains, we can't use the outdoor seating. That limits the space capacity. And when the resort is full, when we do about 1,200 people for breakfast, we open up the banquet as a third option when it rains, because two options is generally fine. But when it rains, we need to open the third option and banquet room for the breakfast. That's where our pain point is. We don't want to open a third one because it adds manning, the setup, and its banquet experience is shift. So if Buona Partita can have some awning or something in the front just to avoid the water coming in, that's perfect for us from operations perspective. But sales, which is the main restaurant, the big pain point for us is it becomes a 100-cover seater or just over 100-cover seater when it rains. On a 662 room, breakfast becomes a huge challenge because the entire alfresco is unusable.
So what proportion of that is sort of like measured in terms of an annual basis, AJ?
On an annual basis?
Yeah, percentage wise.
Well, the rains here can pour any time, any day, but typically 3 months, 4 months is very strong. And the problem is uncertainty as well, whether it's going to rain, not going to rain, whether you to put a backup or not a backup.
Yeah, it just depends on peak periods, I suppose, right? In terms of the seasonal. But so taking that into consideration, that's the way up with regard to what you have to do here, as far as either increasing making the awning or the protection factor. Maybe that's a better cost factor to look at with regard to the external.
For sales, I don't know if they're open to putting anything because it dents the ambience of the restaurant. Because if you put it one there, then you don't look into the pool from the balcony.
Right.
Then the whole thing just sort of is not the same thing. For sales restaurant, Buona Partita is okay because it's at the far end and you don't really see into it. This is my observation. Buona Partita is still okay to put it on it. But sales, I think there is objection of putting anything there because it kills the ambience.
So logistically, what would be the better cost factor of the one in, say, in building A with regard to the bakery pastry as opposed to Buona Partita? Because for what Suresh was indicating, you have to move the HVAC plant. Is that correct?
I think, okay, anyway, Robert, we are reconfiguring, so they have to redo the HVAC and MEP. So in terms of cost, I do not see a major change because we all agree that almost everything is to be reconfigured or redone. I would say major point of discussion should be whether we agree to have an additional, like a logistic cost forth and back. To me, to have it in a main kitchen area here, it's not far from sales. It's we are going to have 2 other restaurants at upper level, the banqueting. So, and also all your raw material, raw food is arriving here. Your dry store is here. So that is really, I think, the operation option, which would, in terms of construction cost, I think is not going to be different because we are reshaping, we are reconfiguring the rooms. So MEP will have to be redone anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I think I prefer it to be, well, from subjectively, I think I would, to have it in building A seems to make more sense in terms of tighter controls. But then it comes down to operations, I suppose, in terms of what the decisions are and Prapin giving the green light?
In the beginning, Kun Prapin was more inclined to use Bon Appetito kitchen area for a bakery, but later on, when I explained, I think she kind of agree, and I think it's still open, is not concluded, but she kind of agree that this current location in Wing A would make more sense, but I don't know, it's still not conclusive.
I think we can have a chat when we come here. We are okay with both. Operationally, we are okay with both. My only point was if we put the bakery in Bon Appetito, we need something to hold for morning breakfast time, which are trolleys, hot cases, boxes, because we don't want to be running back to the kitchen every time. That's the only thing I had to say. But we are okay with both.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
And enlarging the room service on the other side of it back into for the room service provision, that looks much better in terms of the area space, right?
Yeah, right. Because if I go to the cells, the kitchen here is quite tight, and also I understand the objective. And Robert, I remember last time when we were at site together, you were also asking if some part of this area could be extended or not, something like that. I don't know, I mean, where the discussion is now, but so our objective was to see what we could take out from this area, and like AJ mentioned, that if we take the room service holding, we were thinking to move whole thing out, but I agree with the comment that you have a better synergy, that menu and the manpower. So yeah, another, I mean, I like to see some of these areas as well when I am there, and see if we could gain back something, whether this uniform room here.
I was just going to say the uniform look quite obvious now,
and to me,
the restaurant.
And it's not actually a correct location, in my opinion, because again, you need a one person just to bring uniform forth and back from the laundry whole day. Ideally, you need to keep it close to the laundry. And we're thinking, but some of this room, I'm not sure what it is. So when I'm there, we can again look at.
But what is that? Is that a hard pillar, a hard wall? What is the marking on that wall near the uniform room, uniform store room? That wall is that a pillar? It's a different mark.
Okay, so you are saying this one, right?
Yeah.
So we need to figure out whether it's structural wall or what it is, and if we could find a way to improve this and give back to the restaurant. That would,
For me, it's a wall.
yeah, it's a wall, but it's probably.
We made the survey from the scanner. We didn't see through, but it's didn't been built with the column, with the pillar.
We can break it.
Right.
Yeah. So if we can find a better location for a uniform room, which should be ideally closer to laundry. Right now, I understand the staff floor and the entrance to the locker is opposite to uniform room, but it doesn't matter in my opinion, because staff can walk few steps further to pick up their uniform and go back to the locker, versus you need a one dedicated or two people whole day pushing a uniform forth and back from the laundry, so that is another efficiency question.
Yeah.
So we will look at that, Koneje.
Okay.
Any specific time on Tuesday or Wednesday we have Konsuchat with a hotel team? I need a two-part. One is with the engineering team to go through this equipment report, probably a couple of hours to just walk around. I will have a report with me, and we validate our, the comments and observation. if they want to add some comments or whatever. Second part would be with chef and hotel operation team and Kun Shane. I know Kun Shane has a lot of other things on his agenda, so I haven't fixed my time. I will work around with everyone else agenda.
We're good for you. First half on both the days.
We have the part of the contractor side on site meeting in the morning. After lunch, we can be free for you.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. That's good, Carl.
So we set the meeting, say 1:30. Is that fine for you?
For me, I am okay. I mean, hotel team up to
Yeah.
hotel.
We're good.
Okay, we issue the agenda to you all 1:30.
Yeah, and please copy to Kun Shane as well. So if you can join that meeting, then we can set the objective for following day as well, what we like to do, or on the same day, you know, whether we do site walk together or next day.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Carl.
Tuesday 1:30, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you have to present next?
I mean, the next is, as I said, we honestly like to conclude the back of house next week after my visit. We fix the location of bakery wherever it goes and the flow for main kitchen, and then we can start doing more detail. So chef can also start reviewing and, you know, give more comments. Right now we are still we call it just a space zoning. And I do not like to add the equipment detail because we don't know whether we are going to reshuffle, we are going to, you know, move things around here and there. That would be next step. And then as we progress on the drawing, we will start working on other MEP details. And then other designer can also start using our information to start their concept planning.
So just another note, Suresh.
Yeah.
Is we are operating in a very old school of banqueting, where we set up everything. We set up kitchens, we set up live cooking, we set up cylinders. It's really, you know, we studied 25 years ago. I think when you look at your kitchen and equipment at the back of the house, including the service furniture and how we stack and how we move, if you can look at that as well.
Yeah, sure. I think that this is a very good comment. I remember you mentioned last time as
Yeah.
well. And
Efficient here.
yeah, when I am there, let's look at whether, you know, how we want to do in terms of the logistic, the full production here, hot cold cart there, small finishing, not really doing a full cooking, some of your a la minute, a la carte, finishing off the and plating area. So we will look at holistically overall logistic together. Yeah.
Thank you. This is important for us because
Yeah,
we're not
sure.
going to get the manning. We will
Yeah.
never have those manning, but I should be able to plug and play.
And I remember, I think that banquet corridor is not well ventilated, and
Very narrow.
yeah, and it's some wire mesh windows at the higher level and few things
Yeah.
there. Yeah. So we will look at that as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You still need to share anything else?
Yes, that's it from my side, Kap.
So we run through all each item that we discussed last week. I don't think this detail will be repeated. Maybe we talk in other outstanding.
We still have a beach kitchen survey, not yet. No?
How do we treat the current flooring? We're going to put something on top of it, or we're going to remove the flooring and then relay it?
It's still suggestion.
I think, okay, so two part. One is we talk about the main corridor, which I recommend to do a floor hardener, good
Yeah.
quality floor hardener. So, and inside of the kitchen, now it depends on really contractor method. The best is to take the tiling out, redo proper waterproofing, and do new flooring. That is most recommended. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
consuming. It could be more costly. You can overlay PU on the existing tiles, but I would not recommend because we are going to have new positions of the drain. We are going to have some relocation of floor gullies. So it's better to redo, remove the tiles, do proper waterproofing and redo new PU, and then you have a kitchen good for next 20 years, you know.
Yeah. Plus you have the hygiene, that's
Yeah.
the most important part.
Right.
For me,
Oh,
that's
I
the
think-
biggest concern.
And what we
Yes,
concern is about the slope inside too.
Hygiene for me.
Mm.
They sometimes
Yeah,
water
do.
comes from the drains, it pushes back the water into the kitchen.
Yeah, do.
I think that we need to highlight to MEP team about the drainage blockage and what they are going to do for the
It's
pipe
highlighted.
improvement here.
It's already been highlighted.
From last meeting, we had one point that Meet, who already attended this meeting, been informed about the load panel that inside the main kitchen near the dumbwaiter.
Yes.
I'd like to ask Nick whether you have any objection for make the to walk through that wall and remove that load panel to where somewhere else. มีคำถามอะไรไหมครับที่ต้องย้ายแผงตรงนั้นเราก็จะเปิดช่องให้เดินจากฟรีเซอร์เข้ามาที่เมนคิทเช่น
ไม่มีครับแต่คิดว่าอาจจะต้องขอแบบจากไทอาร์คมาก่อนเดี๋ยวเรามารีวิวเสร็จปุ๊บแล้วก็ต้องไปดูหน้างานอีกทีว่าเราจะเตรียมอะไรกันยังไงกันต่อครับว่าห้องพัดลมอยู่ตรงไหนเมนไฟฟ้าตรงห้องนี้จ่ายตรงไหนอย่างเงี้ยครับ
แต่เฉพาะแผงนั้นคือสามารถย้ายได้ถูกไหมครับ
แต่ต้องไม่เช็คอีกทีครับพี่เช็คต้องไปลงไปดูอีกทีครับพี่
จริงๆแล้วแผงมันคือแผงของตู้
ฟรีเซอร์
ไอแผงสื่อสารจะได้
มีแต่สื่อสารแล้วก็ตู้ไฟของห้องเย็นอยู่นะ
in this case actually pack has survey at pack has survey that it can to remove from another wall. No problem about this. If you want to remove the MDB, the panel because it is IT panel, something like this. Yesterday, my team and team Kuntala talk about and discuss in this case. It can be to remove. Okay, no problem, Sulet.
Okay.
But
คุณสุเรศ can MEP team get the drawing from you? You have the CAD file?
Yeah, I mean we can send you the current CAD file, no problem.
Okay.
As I mentioned that we are still moving around the areas, so it's not detailed enough, it's not fixed. But yeah, I can send you as we progress. Yeah.
for coordination
Yeah.
Okay, we try to collaborate all designers to work together, and I assume that the layout that you propose supposed to be reviewed and comment first, and after we had some suggestion to you, please issue for our coordination to use and preparation.
Okay, top.
ไม่เอาแต่เดียวไม่เอาไม่เอาแต่ไม่มีนี่คือเป็นการพรีเซนต์จบแล้ว
ใช่ใช่ครับ
แล้วพอละมันเป็นอาร์เตอร์นะอาร์เตอร์
ไม่มีครับafter
yes we just talk to item 3.1 that whether anybody have objection to use the some equipment some counter that still operable. In this case, we let's say we have another detailed discussion in the Tuesday meeting. Is that fine?
Yeah.
I think we need to start marking those and identifying which will be reused.
And follow up the recommendation from TRIARC in the report. Anybody have some issue?
คุณสุเรศ
Yes, sir.
in the phase 2 right now we have improved the reading C, right? So Mid, he would like to know about the emergency load of from the kitchen equipment, but because right now we would like to buy a new generator and would like to calculate the new generator.
I see.
Because he would like to know the size of generator, but right now don't have the load from the equation So would you like to know? Would you like to check the equation load?
How soon you would need cup? Because we generally do when we have full equipment schedule there we mark clearly about emergency load for refrigeration for cold room. I just show you. At this moment we are at very preliminary stage. We can still give you some estimated load, but it won't be exactly. If you need it very quickly, then it will be a rough estimation because exact load is we calculate based on equipment, and let me show you what we would be giving you later on when so,
I think they need.
I think as soon as possible because we would like to know the equipment consumption first, and then we will calculate the sizing. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Next week, can you inform everyone to hear?
I mean, I can, as I said, unless equipment is done, Kunsucha, if you allow me to share screen for a second,
Yes,
I
please.
will. Yeah. So what I was going to say, you can see my screen.
Yes.
So when we do the full equipment BOQ and layout, you can see this is a full equipment BOQ and layout. Then we have an exact power of each equipment, how many kilowatt or exactly, and then we provide it's a emergency load requirement here. So right now, it would be hard for me to tell you is a 50 kilowatt or 30 kilowatt because we have not done the equipment detail. So this is the loading schedule we do during the design development stage, and then we have accurate information. But if I give you next week, it would be very rough, very early estimation. It could be 15-20% plus minus. But I can give you that, next week.
Yes, please. I can assume that we use your lovely estimate and plus tolerance.
Yeah ครับ you need for back of house or all kitchen ครับ
We talk about the kitchen.
I mean all kitchens, right? Not only the back of house.
Kitchen,
Phase 2. Phase 2.
kitchen and sale and supply.
So sales, buono appetito,
No. Just sales. Just sales. We talk about phase 2.
Phase two.
okay, sir.
In case that we don't have any new item, if the one
One question, I think we talk about the freezer we use air cool or water cool and you decide today.
We still not decided. I would like to again look at the condition there. Kumar had a concern if we use a cooling tower water about the scale buildup and blockage of the condensing unit. So that means we have only two choices. Either we go air cooled or a chilled water from the chiller system. So for us, is it possible to get the chilled water, not the cooling tower water? Do you have extra capacity in the chiller?
เป็นทางเป็นไปได้
You can ship water. In our
ว่ามันมาได้มันจะพอหรือเปล่า capacity มันพอหรือเปล่าคือมันมาได้อยู่แบบทำแต่ว่า capacity มันจะพอเรา
chiller.
ใช่
If you water cool capacity cooling power what it is.
เดี๋ยว
คือณตอนเนี้ยมันพอดีแมทกับตัวมันเอง
Okay.
ถ้าแม่งยังไม่พออยู่
ไม่ได้
เพราะมันเบื่อแค่30คะแนน
Now accepting the load in the
30%ที่เหลือไว้
load in the 100% full load. 50. But in keep chiller if you use the chill waters. Phần sau biết này.
เดี๋ยวให้ดูว่ามัน
มิดว่ายังไงบ้างมิดจ่ายว่าไงบ้างชิลเลอร์มีโอกาสไหมจ่ายใช่ไหมจ่ายว่าไงครับเรื่องชิลเลอร์ว่ายังไงเป็นไปได้ไหมครับที่จะมีน้ำจ่ายให้เพื่อให้ใช้กับฟรีเซอร์ได้ฮัลโหลมิดมีใครได้ยินไหมครับ
ครับพี่ขอใหม่ครับเมื่อกี้ไม่ค่อยดี
ก็เรื่องที่คุณประเทืองถามเรื่องจะเอาน้ำจากชิลเลอร์ไปจ่ายฟรีเซอร์ให้แทนที่จะใช้ไอตัวแอร์คูลปัจจุบัน
แอร์คอมเขาเองใช่ไหมครับ
เออ
มันจะต้องเป็นสเปคของเขาด้วยครับผม เพราะว่าน้ำเรามันคนละองศากับเขาอะครับ ต้องแล้วแต่สเปคของเขาอีกทีครับ ผมก็เคยเจอมาเหมือนกันต้องแล้วแต่สเปคของเขาเหมือนกันครับแต่ผมเคยทำกับไทยอาร์ก็เคยมีเหมือนเขาเอาน้ำไปจ่ายน้ำจิลเลอร์ไปจ่ายก็ต้องมีห้องของแอร์คอมเขาก็คือเราไปจ่ายเลี้ยงแอร์คอมเขาจะได้ไม่ต้องไปตั้งระบายอากาศข้างนอกครับ
ถูก
ใช่
เดี๋ยวเริ่มเสียงดัง
ใช่แล้วก็ภาพของมันด้วยที่ตรงนั้นตั้ง CPU เป่าไปใต้ทางเดิน
ครับ
If we go with chilled water, we will have a compressor room, and chilled water is supplied to that cold room compressor room. We have two options, like we said, cooling tower or chilled water. But Kumar has a concern about the cooling tower water quality, about the maintenance, because over a period of time it gets blocked here.
โอเค
So if you have an extra capacity available for chilled water from your chiller, then it's best solution. We can take it from there.
so your capacity is a lot or just a little
We can give you the estimated flow rate and a heat rejection.
โอเคครับ
Yes, please.
Okay.
So we can get the suggestion from Meet whether we decide to use the water pool.
Okay, Cup. We will give you next week, Cup.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Please tell me a little. Consistent? No?
Just, I was just asking Chef Suresh, I don't know if you've noticed this, if there is no RO water for kitchen.
So generally, the water supply for the kitchen should be soft water and UV treated for the hygiene reason. And soft because if water is hard, you have a problem with combi oven for coffee machine, dishwasher, and all this. So I would like to ask Meet's team the water supply, current water supply quality, and are we planning to do any improvement or anything for UV?
Must.
It must.
Right, boiling the water and then using it.
For use with a main UV at each kitchen's supply pipeline. So all the water going to your preparation sink for salad preparation or everything, it goes through UV filter. Then you have no hygiene risk.
Quality, you have to save the drinking water.
I think this is a big concern for us. We need to do, make sure that.
Good question.
Must be in the kitchen, have quality, the drinking water must be drinking water, the water have the cooking.
Yes, I mean, generally, if you look at all hotel operators' guideline and our requirement is we call is a WHO standard drinking quality water.
Okay.
So whether you use for a pasta boiling or whether you use for a soup, even it's boiled, okay, bacteria and those things get.
Yeah, it's not right.
But it
does not kill everything.
will not right in terms of the mineral or heavy mineral or any other contamination in the water. So that I leave it to the Meet, how you would like to handle that.
Yes, I agree, and we be on that idea to put on. Consider.
No compromise.
No compromise. Agree. Meet ดูแลต่อไปนะครับเรื่องน้ำ
Quality water.
พวก UV ถูกไหมครับ
Cooking area.
One is cooking, another one is in the salad section where I think RO water should be there. I feel, especially the salad areas because they are, just the leaves are just washed with this water goes into the. We should have still already that's that. Let's see here. Okay, thank you.
Okay ครับคุณ Anthony you have any other issue คุณ Robert you have any
Yep.
issue?
Not for me, for the kitchen. But next week, next Monday, we'll be meeting with Lam in our office. So it will take about at least another 2 weeks for him to come out with the final design to present to Kumprapin.
ครับ
All right. So just for info, next Monday we'll be meeting him in our office.
Anthony, is that
Yep.
with regard to would that be with regard to the presentation that everyone's been waiting for?
Yes, correct. After the first concept, we added more items in. So this will be the second concept. Yep. Before we present to Kumprapin, this is a pre-review next Monday with Akor.
Okay.
Yep. So Yannick
Thanks.
is invited if you're in the office. Feel free to join next Monday morning.
Okay ครับ
Yep.
What time you got them on? Okay, that sounds good.
That's all for me.
Yes thank you มีประเด็นอะไรเพิ่มเติมไหมครับ
ไม่มีครับ
Okay
Just
Yes.
as a last comment, Charit, we spoke on different occasions. General comment, we need to make sure that we follow safety and need enclosures of all the space that we're doing on the renovation. Because we're giving wrong messages to the guests that there is a renovation happening. They should not know they should not know that the renovation is happening.
Yes.
From every point we can see debris. Every point we can see the corridors with all the mess. We need to make sure that they don't see this.
Okay. We
And
will,
any public area, they cannot come into the guest area. Cannot come into the guest area.
we will ask for permission first when necessarily some issue
Even if you take, the area needs to
have to be enclosed. Yes.
and isolated so
Right.
that people don't see.
Right. Currently, Kun Prapin agree to add or purchase the machine to protect the visibility and thus from the construction side. We take a look on top balcony now to take measurement for the top to stick the machine, protect the visibility and thus it just only the construction area first until we clear the area.
Yeah. Thank you.
So if nobody have other new issue, I suggest to close the meeting. And thank you very much for attention on this. ขอบคุณมากครับ สวัสดีครับ 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 ขอบคุณครับ
Thank you. Thank you.
บ๊ายบายครับ